Right, let's take you back live to the Pan-African Parliament, where the new leadership was actually expected to be elected this afternoon. But as you can see, those live visuals, chaos has erupted again. There seems to be disagreements around the letter that was apparently sent by the African Union to the Pan-African Parliament. There are some members of Parliament that are objecting to the reading of that letter. These are the scenes that we saw yesterday. Our reporter Khaelihle Khumalo is on the line to us now. Kaya, the members of Parliament are still disagreeing on whether or not this letter must be read out.
Well, that's right, Clement. So there's yet another stalemate today, and they were trying today for the very second time to elect a new president. But also, we do believe that now we have had an opportunity to scan through the letter. So it's from Addis Ababa in AU, where it's really stating categorically that the principle of rotation should be applied in this regard. So it speaks about, an opportunity to allow all the regions of the continent to have an opportunity to have a president. You know that, the previous president was from West Africa. So hence now you see that there's quite a very strong contention from the Southern African caucus. Hence, they're calling for the rotation. They say for the longest time, West Africa has had an opportunity of having a leader from their side. So now they should give an opportunity to Southern Africa. And we do believe that a candidate from Zimbabwe is a preferred person from the side of the members from the Southern Africa. You can see that it's quite a very intense discussion there, Clement. The leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, Julius Malema as well, alongside other members from Southern Africa. They are there. They are very quite steadfast. They want the rules to be applied accordingly, because also when you look at the AU itself in terms of the rotation when it comes to the heads of state, at this present moment, the leader of the DRC is the current chair, President Felix Tshisekedi. So hence, they're calling for that particular principle to apply in this regard. So at this point in time, Clement, it's a bit of not a very ideal situation. In fact, somebody was saying it's more like a continental shame at this point in time.
Yeah, absolutely. I see that a lot of members of Parliament are going back to their seats now, Kaya. So let's listen to what is being said. Looks like there's some kind of resolution.
The Secretariat cannot conduct an election in the atmosphere that we have in the House at the moment. There can be no election in this atmosphere. Please lend me your ears. I am accordingly suspending this session to give you time to cool down, and at an appropriate time we can come back when tempers are cool, and then we proceed. This session is suspended.
One night. Madame la Présidente, prenez acte de cette violation.
That's what they want, but they will never get what they want also. Let's see what will happen.
Et le même comportement a suivi. Il faut maintenant une mesure.
Happening at the Pan-African Parliament in Midrand, the Secretary of Parliament has just announced that the session is being suspended. He says they've decided that elections cannot continue in such an atmosphere. Khaelihle Khumalo, we still have you on the line now. I imagine there's going to be a break of possibly a couple of minutes, but judging by the tensions we saw earlier, it could very well be a break for about an hour or so before they can come back and continue with the election, if that's even going to be possible.
Well, precisely, Clement. It's bound to be a long haul. So the Secretariat now is calling for the members to have an opportunity to cool off, given the hostility that we're seeing is prevailing in this particular house. and the members really are just, just really confused. I mean, right now where I'm standing, the lights are going off, so not really such a very good day for the continent, especially because when you look at the context of the AU itself, this particular house, the long-term vision is that they wanted to have the powers, Clement. Currently, it remains a toothless organization, and it's only just gives advisory role in terms of how it should be performing its task to the AU. So it's still a very long way to go. And as I'm just talking to you, Clement, there's a bit of a bickering that is happening here. I'm trying to cast my eyes just to understand. I can see the EFF leader, Julius Malema, is here. And of course, I'm afraid the visuals may not be so good because, everything has been turned off here. But let me just get closer just to get an understanding of what is happening at this point in time. So the regions really are engaging in this particular fight. And we know that traditionally, whether you look at Anglophone and Francophone, these are long-standing problems that have just been a source of concern. But we're trying to understand what is about to happen at this point in time. Mr. Malema, how are you too, I see? How are you today? Are you going to come and talk to me after Sophie? Which one? We're just here. All right. So, Clement, we just spoke to the EFF leader. Yeah. He seems to be pacing up and down. It's a very serious issue for sure. Yeah. But during the course of the afternoon, we'll wait and see whether will the session resume. But we'll certainly really just keep you posted.
Absolutely. Thank you very much there to our reporter, Khaelihle Khumalo. The different groups and the regions are possibly going to go and caucus now around what the approach is going to be when the Pan-African Parliament resumes, possibly in a couple of minutes, possibly in another hour. The Secretary of Parliament hasn't indicated for how long he is suspending the sitting. He's just said the atmosphere is not conducive for elections to continue. We'll be following and keeping track on that story here on The Lead this afternoon.